So if you're trying to cut corners and slacking off, how do you think your friends and coworkers are going to feel when you start finding success? It's going to cause static. Versus, now let me give you the flip side of this. Is the right way of doing it, and I'm done. Quietly just go about your fucking business this year. Learning, collecting information, exercises, doing the drills, the homework assignments I'm going to put you through. Show up every day. You don't talk about it. If you know your spouse would lose their mind about what you're doing here, just for this year, you don't say anything. If you can't make it work, it was no harm, no foul. You'll never hear them complain to you about, see, I told you, or you did this and did that. Just quietly do it. It's not costing you any money. They're not going to be mad. But they will be mad if they think that you have emotionally and psychologically committed to something and then you can't find success with it. They're going to constantly find a way to constantly bring that shit up in your face all the time. Remember that one time when you thought that guy on the internet, that scammer, he said he was going to do this, do that, and all of a sudden, what happened? Nothing. You're still fucking working, you failure. They're going to throw it up in your face. Maybe not to that degree, but it'll happen. It'll come up when you don't want it to. The best thing you can happen, best thing you can do is just go through the process of learning how to do this quietly. Keep it personal. Your business is your business. You're at the helm. Don't make no waves. Don't be no waves. No static unless you make it. And how you get static? You got to rub up against something. Friends and neighbors, co-workers. Keep this part away from everybody. Guard it. It's a seed right now. A small little seed. You can choke that seed. You don't want that to happen. Let it germinate. Let it do what it needs. Let it take some roots. And then when that bitch starts growing and producing fruit, you ain't going to need to talk about it. They're going to see it. You're going to be doing shit differently. And when they find it in their heart to ask you, hey, what are you doing differently? There's something peculiar about the way you're living your life now. What was the changes that made you do what you're doing here? You look like you're finding success. And what the fuck's going on? You stopped coming to work, man. Where you been? Then, guess what? You're equipped to talk about it. And you have been there. And you can say, yeah, this is the way I learned it. And this is what the guy said I should have done. And he was right. And the other people that aren't going to listen to this, they want their girlfriends to be a part of it. Nope. A divided mind. Nope. Can't have it. Because you're all going to do things differently. You're going to see a buy. They're going to see a sell. Wait a minute. What makes you? And you're going to get animosity like it was with my uncle when I tried to teach him what I was learning. I'm not sure if you heard that. That's my oldest son in the house. He's playing Xbox Live. He must have killed somebody. The point is, keep the focus on you. Do not invite other people to be able to provide you a commentary or give their opinion about why you're doing what you're doing, why it should be done differently, or why it's a waste of time. You taste it yourself. You find your own success, and everything that you would want to share with them, you'll have experience and the receipts to share, and you'll be much more effective in doing it. Right now, you don't know anything. You don't have any way of encouraging them except for the upside that's possibly there, but you don't know because you haven't done it yet. And you don't want to be that friend that got somebody involved in meme stocks like these people on Reddit did. How many people you think had static in their friendships now after, hey, look, we're all in this Reddit group and this and that, and we're all going to make money because we're going to beat the hedge fund managers. Well, they're all fucking broke now. Hedge fund managers still there, but all those people on Reddit are regretting life right now. So don't invite toxicity. Don't make a divided mind condition where you have friends and family members or coworkers that you're trying to make profitable with you. Because I even did that with my uncle who knew about trading and was able to make money by luck and sugar. Made some money, bought a condominium down in Ocean City, Eastern Shore of Maryland, which was an accomplishment back then. But he couldn't find, he still can't. And I'm going to be honest with you, he's miserable. He retired from Verizon, got a buyout from Verizon, would spend an hour and a half one way, driving down to Virginia from Maryland. Okay. owes more on his house than he has ever owed. And the house was $80,000 back in the 80s. And he owes more than that now, in the hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt, retired. And once he retired, he ran a lawn cutting business. And now he's delivering auto parts for, I don't know, some kind of auto parts place. And I asked him, I said, why are you working? No reply. He's miserable. He's not doing what he wanted to do as a young man because he had a taste of it and never could do it. And what was his problem? He couldn't accept, and he said it right from his own mouth when we drove around one day, and I told him, I said, I want to help you learn how to do this. He cried to me, broke down and cried and admitted, he goes, every time you tried to tell me something, I wanted to do whatever you said and do the opposite of it because I'm jealous. I brought you to this. When you were 15 years old, I was talking to you at your grandmother's house. 14 and 15 years old, he was talking to me all the time. Richest people in the world, Michael, trade futures and options. Get yourself a good job. Go out there and become an electronic technician, like he was at the time at Westinghouse, and learn how to trade futures. And I didn't want to hear that shit. I was like, what the fuck? I'm in martial arts. I don't give a shit. I wasn't even interested in girls. I was just martial arts. I'm going to have my own martial arts school. And then here I am running up a fortune in his home, renting his bedroom from him for $50 a week. He watched me do it. And he and his wife would ask me to pay for vacations, pool liners when they needed one. New fence was that was it. That was the breaker for me. That's just like, you know what? I'm getting taken advantage of. Raise the rent if you want. Okay, but stop asking me to pay for stuff. And I moved out. That was the uncomfortable point I needed to get out of there. But I tried to teach him, and he wouldn't do it. Everything I said, he would do the opposite. And then when I heard him tell me in tears, he goes, I'm jealous because why does God let you do this and not let me? And I said, you ever stop and think that God allowed me to learn how to do this, and now I'm your nephew, and I could literally hold your hand doing it, but your ego and pride won't let you do that. Family members and friends aren't easy targets to save and change from their present state. You can't fix them. They want to fix themselves or they won't fix themselves. And my uncle was a perfect description of someone that's in denial. They don't want to learn from someone that knows how to do it because they have personal conflicts that they're wrestling with. Here I'm sitting right there in front of him. I'm telling him, I'm buying this right now, Uncle Stan. Call your broker and do the same order right now. What does he do? He fades it and goes the other fucking direction and then loses his fucking money, and he's stomping around the fucking house, throwing shit around the house. And I'm like, what's wrong? You can get the target? Are you still holding it? No, I don't talk about it. And later on, he's pissed off, smoking cigarettes, and he's not a smoker. I'm like, what the fuck are you smoking cigarettes for? I just started. What? Something's wrong. Something's wrong. You start smoking your middle age, okay? And I'm like, okay. I'm not gonna say nothing. He goes, where'd you get out at in Bonds? 15 minutes before it closed. You went long. I sold short today. I said, what'd you do? Put it in the wrong order? He goes, no, I went short. I know. I don't want to talk about it. Well, apparently you do. You fucking brought it up. Okay, I'm walking away from you. You're bringing it up. And everything he did in his account, he showed it to me. Everything was fading me. Does that sound like someone that is trying to do the right thing or trying to compete with their nephew? It's competition. So friends and family and coworkers are going to do what? It's going to invite that same social media arm wrestling match. I'm better than you. You're better than me. Oh, I hate you. You got more influence over more people than I do. I'm jealous of you. Fuck that. That does not make you money. And you can't fix your friends and family and coworkers. You can't. You don't know what you're doing yet. Once you're able to do it, you can say, hey, this is what I did to do this. and it's going to take a lot of work. There it is. It's easy to do it that way. They're not going to fault you because they see what you're doing now or then when you get to successful level speculation. And it removes any invitation for someone to bring toxicity to what you're doing and distract you. I've already warned you up front. It's going to be painful. It's going to be boring. It's going to be work. It's not going to be easy. You're going to feel like you're second guessing yourself all the time. Feels like you're never going to get it in the beginning, and it's normal. It's all part of this. It's absolutely part of every facet of learning how to do this. Nobody tells you that in their coursework. Nobody tells you in advance. And I told everybody before they join in on mentorship, it's going to be hard. And it would be better for you not to fucking join. The last group, I tried to talk them out of it. Guess what? Some of them realized once they got in, wow, this is a lot more than I thought it was. Yeah. You're competing with yourself. And look how formidable you are when you want shit your way. You're just like me. They name roads after you, one way. And if you're used to doing it your way, and your way is counterintuitive and counterproductive to how I'm telling you the proper way of learning how to do this is, this wrestling match is going to go on a long time before you relinquish your grasp on what you think you should be doing and how you should be learning versus someone that knows how to do it and can do it and is teaching you properly, and stop arm wrestling me. It's a whole lot of mental baggage that you have to contend with when you're brand new. Things that you're going to worry about that aren't really worth worrying about, but they feel like they should be worried about. And the things that you should be focusing on and concerning yourself with, you're not going to want to do it because it feels like there's no benefit in that right now. And that's where people will fall victim. Trading, once you know what you're doing and know what you're looking for, is easy. Finding successful, profitable setups is easy. Absolutely easy. It's next to impossible in the beginning because you're in the way. You want to be taught this way, this style. You want me to put my videos up by this time of the day. All of that is going to be a conflict internally for you. And you have to adjust and adapt, just like you'll have to do as a speculator. The markets aren't going to deliver a setup every single day like you want it to. You might go in with a bias that's bullish and it gives you a clear reversal. You know, if you try to do what you're trying to do at the beginning of the day, now it's going to result in a loss. Are you going to take the reversal? Some of you will be, nope, I'm never going to do that. And that's going to close my charts. And guess what? That's wisdom. Others are going to be more flexible and say, you know what? This is what I was expecting. It's not there. It's obviously going to go lower. I'm changing gears. I'm adapting. I'm going in there. No problem. Guess what? Does it make you a better trader? This means that you know yourself better than the next person. And others are going to say, fuck you. I'm not going to change my bias. This is the way it is. And if I get stopped out, I'm okay with that. And guess what? That's wisdom. You know yourself. You're not going to be wrecked emotionally and psychologically because you took a loss. You know that chances are you're probably going to lose, but you're going to follow this system and you're going to keep the loss at a minimum. Okay. All three of them are right. All three of them have different results. All three of them are comfortable with the results. See a difference there? Versus it has to be the best outcome all the time or it's unacceptable. That's what new traders like me, when I first started, that's what I thought was realistic, and it's not. Books and teachers and gurus have a tendency, and I am guilty of this too. If you just watch a few of my videos at certain points, it sounds like it's a sugar fest. Like it's just easy, go out there and pluck the dollar bills off the tree and it's going to be a cakewalk for everybody. No. If you listen to every one of my videos, you'll hear me talk about what I've been bloviating here. You're going to have to work your ass off. And you're going to have adversities. You're going to have things challenge you. And that's good. You want that because when you go through those moments and you press through and you can still find consistency, you're never going to be fearful of going into drawdown. It isn't going to be a factor for you to want to quit. And you need that because there's going to be lots of things that's going to make you want to quit. The easiest way for you not to want to quit is don't trade with live money until you know exactly what you're doing. Because everybody quits when they start trading with an account with real money before they should. Everybody quits that. Everybody does. That's why the percentages, if you believe the statistics, that's why it's so high that 90% of them lose their account the first 30 to 90 days. That statistical probability that is always going to shine through on a trader that has no model, no respect of risk, that goes in there and just keeps on buying, over leveraging, adding more contracts, even when they're in drawdown. That type of stuff results in that. And think about what they've learned. The books say all the same shit. Sure, they might say control your losses and, reduce risk and have a stop loss, but they don't teach you how to wrestle with it. That's what I'm telling you in all these boring parts of these videos or in these spaces. This is the stuff that you need. You need this. You need this more than you need an entry pattern. You need this more than you need to know how to know when a fair value gap is going to stay open. You're making mountains out of anthills. And you're trying to climb Mount Everest in shorts and flip-flops with other things that are more weightier. Like, you're avoiding the things that I'm telling you that this is the stuff. This is the stuff that's not in books. This is the stuff that you're going to have to wrestle with, and it's going to be the catalyst for you to quit. How do you endure it? How do you identify as this is normal? I just got to keep doing what I'm doing. Don't do the foolish things, and I will get the results I'm looking for. It won't be a straight line from start to finish to success. You're going to have this ebb and flow, up and down, peaks and troughs. And every one of those things needs to be logged as an experience. What you feel, what anxieties that you feel. Not that you're beating yourself up, but you want to recognize, it's realistic for you to recognize, admittedly, I'm feeling apprehension about going into the market because the market looks like it's indecisive right now, and I don't have a clear depiction of what I think the weekly chart's going to do. But if I have to make a decision, I would side on the market going higher. And this is why. And then at the end of the week, you go back and refer to how you felt about that instance. If you're right, you commend yourself. I'm glad that I was able to have the confidence to record in my journal, not take a trade. Okay, totally different. Because what you're doing is you're fortifying your mind with positive self-talk. Even when you have a bad negative response to an engagement, we'll do a live session, right? And I'm expecting the market to do certain things. And maybe humanity creeps in that day and you see me get it wrong. You're going to go into your journal, if you journal at all. You're going to say, oh yeah, ICT got it wrong today. I'm second guessing all this stuff. This probably feels like a scam. This isn't working today. This pattern didn't work. If there was a smart money entity out there, it wouldn't have ever let this fail. The algorithm's probably being changed. Everybody's watching the live stream. All this negative stuff you're dumping into your journal or holding it in your head is going to compound over time. And it's going to prevent any new understanding or learning by your experiences with the content and me sharing it with the live. You won't learn. You're building up walls. And it feels like you're protecting yourself from a letdown. You don't want to do that in your journal. In your journal, if you do something wrong or if we experience an outcome that was not favorable, like we were wanting something to pan out in the marketplace and it doesn't happen, you can go into your journal and say, okay, this is what we were expecting. I was expecting to see this happen in the market, but we observed this. What I've taken away from this instance is I shouldn't be worrying about the amount of money, because even though this was wrong, it would have been a measured amount of risk that it's palatable for me. So this is not a letdown. This is not a chasm that I can't cross. It just means this is a speed bump. And I'm excited to learn how I'm going to be able to accomplish the restitution of any drawdown that this could have created, but hasn't. And I'm thankful for that.